Thanks for tuning in to the E&S Hoover Show. As I said before, I was going to be breaking down some clips of my very long interview with Jim Shorkey Jr., the auto icon here from Pittsburgh. And this is going to be probably the last clip I'm going to take from that. And it talks about being sleep deprived and how that affects you and your work-life balance on a day-to-day basis. If you like the content we're putting out, please like and subscribe to the channel and enjoy the video.
But I didn't understand it. So once you understand it, it's like, maybe when you're in this bad work-life balance, you got to say, is this worth dying over? Is this worth dying over? No. So maybe slow it down a little bit and get on the other stuff that I just mentioned. Work on your sleep, work on your stress reduction, work on your diet, work on your physical movement. And what will happen when you get this going after a period of, probably, day by day, week by week, month by month, I would say at least 6 months, you'll find your efficiency, your cognition gets so much better. You can get stuff done way quicker. And so to that point, if you're cognitively, if you're sleep deprived, do you realize that if you're sleep deprived and you drive, that you are worse than a drunk driver?
And 4 to 5 hours a night is sleep deprived.
Absolutely, because what happens is you'll zone out, versus if you're drunk, you just won't react as well if you're drunk. I'm not condoning drunk driving, but it's a terrible thing. But you'll react slower, versus if you're sleep deprived, you won't react at all. And that's where you have these massive collisions or crossing the center line or whatever. So, and also if you're sleep deprived, you also will test as pre-diabetic. It's that bad. And this is according to what I've learned. So in order to have work-life balance, you have to do those. There's actually 6 things. It's sleep, stress reduction, diet, physical movement, growing your tribe, right? I don't have time for that. I gotta work. No, you gotta grow your tribe, and then doing novel things. So even though you're working in the real estate business, what's something novel that you can do? And this to a degree is novel for you, right? You were interviewing strictly real estate people, now you're interviewing this and that, and it's novel and it makes you think, and right? So that kind of novelty is very good for your brain and very good for your body. So it's just learning new things that you didn't know before. So if you do those 6 things, then you're gonna be way more efficient on the job, and you may end up making more money, selling more houses, or whatever the case may be, because you're more able to think and act. And even if you're physically tired, you're dragging.
It's funny you say that, because I live in a world where I get everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I get 4 to 6 hours of sleep a night. It's what I do. And then when you talk about the driving thing, I've literally driven home a few times and parked my car and then gone, I don't remember how I even got here, like.
Which that happens if you're not sleep deprived, because it's such a routine thing. But let me tell you something, and you can do what you want with this. But 4 to 6 hours of sleep, bad idea. It's a terrible idea. What you want to do, according to all my research, is set yourself up for 8 hours, and it's hard because But the thing is, like, there's stuff that we're doing that we don't need to do. I'm sure that's not you. But like, for example, watching TV, it's a waste of time. It doesn't get you anywhere. And so take that TV time and turn it into prime time. And what would that prime time be? Focusing on your sleep. And there's so many things I can tell you about sleep, as far as different individual hacks that will get you better sleep, or you can do your own research. But 4 to 6 hours of sleep a night.
My problem is I can't get my brain to shut off. Like that's my biggest problem.
We don't have enough time to talk about that. But you definitely there's things you're doing that you should be doing. Screen time at night would be one. Watching TV at night is a screen time, but also it's stimulating. I'd have to look at when do you stop eating, for example. That you're supposed to stop eating.
8:30, 9 o'clock is when I stop eating.
Too late. What time do you go to bed?
Midnight, 1 o'clock.
Too late. Yeah. So you should be. I stop eating typically I try for 6, typically 6 o'clock, maybe 6:30, sometimes 7 o'clock. But I want to stop eating 3 to 4 hours before my sleep time. Remember, I'm setting myself up for 8 hours, so I want to be sleeping at 10 o'clock. Typically, it's around 10:30, and I have a sleep routine. One of them being I read a book, not an iPad, not a Kindle, a book, and that's how that's part of my sleep routine. My sleep routine, and I typically wake up at 5:30 in the morning, and then I do a meditation. Which really is restful. But so if I get to sleep at 10:30, that's an hour and a half plus the 5:30 would be 7 hours. Ideally, I think my number is 7.5 hours. I don't always hit it, but 4 hours, no, never. 6 hours, not happening. It's a bad idea.